to explore electronics. In the previous video, we have already covered the concepts. What are pointers, pointer variables, pointer operators, and pointer expressions. So, in this video, we are going to cover another more concepts that are pointers and arrays, multiple indirections, and initializing pointers. So, before we start, make sure you have your notebook and pen ready. Now, let's move on to today's first concept, that is pointers and array. There is a close relationship between pointers and array. Consider this program. Char data type star 80 star P1. Here P1 is equal to str. Here P1 has been set to the address of the first array element in str. The second statement says, so now to access the fifth element in str, what we have to do means the statement should be str4, or else by using array. This is by using a pointer. The output is same for both the statements, but the techniques are different. Here array is used in the form of array and here pointer is used. Both the statements will return the fifth element. Here we have start using 4, 4 as number, but we have to access fifth element. Why? Because array index always starts from 0. So we have to mention 4 only to access a fifth element. Now you also had 4 to pointer P1 to access the fifth element because P1 currently points to the first element of str. This is about second point. Now C allows accessing elements in two methods. The first one, array indexing, and the second one is pointer arithmetic. Array indexing is nothing but using an array. Pointer arithmetic, star yes. Now, why pointers are often used? Because it can be faster than array indexing. This is the first reason. And many professionals C programs prefer pointer style access, especially useful when speed matters. Okay, now here is an example. We have considered str string function. What does this function do? It prints a string character by character. By using this function, we are going to understand the methods, that is array indexing and pointer arithmetic. The first one version is using array indexing. This is a program example. Here int I and for loop and put star char, that is s of t. Here it treats s like an array and uses indexing s of t, and it is easy to understand for beginners. This is about array indexing method. And the next one is pointer arithmetic by using a pointer arithmetic. Here this is a program. Here it reads s as a pointer and prints the character pointed to by s, that is star s, and moves pointer forward, that is s plus plus, because increment operator. It is often shorter, faster, and more readable for experienced programs. So, using pointer arithmetic method is more. In summary or in conclusion to say, C supports both array indexing and pointer arithmetic. Both give the same result. Pointer-based code can be faster, shorter, and easier to read. The text second version of Footstar is how most real C programs are written. Now, the next concept is arrays of pointers. Here, pointers can be arrayed like any other data type. The declaration for int pointer array of size 10 is this statement. Now, to assign address of variable to the third element of pointer array, we use this statement. And also to find the value at var, that is variable, we write star s of t because star indicates value and ampersand indicates address. Easy rule, what we have studied in the previous video. Next is passing array of pointers to a function. You pass an array of pointers the same way as an array, any array. Use the array name without scripts. Inside the function, the parameter must be declared as an array of pointers. Q is a pointer to an array of integer pointers, not a pointer to integers. This is very important. And this is an example for passing an array of pointers to a function. This is a pointer and it is passing an array of pointers to a function. Why we use an array of pointers? Because it is useful when each element points to different memory locations. It is often used to store list of strings. Now, next is pointer array to strings. Example, array of pointers commonly store error message or other string. Here is an example, cannot open file, read error, write error or media failure. It commonly stores error messages. These are error messages. Each string constant automatically becomes a pointer to a string. Access message using index. This is how we access a message by using indexing. Here, how the syntax error function works then? Here, number selects which error message to display first. Then it prints using printf statement. Then if number is equal to 2, then the output will be written as we get as right error. The next concept is multiple indirection. Multiple indirection means a pointer pointing towards another pointer. This we call it as multiple indirection. This is a definition, and in normal, the pointer stores what? The address of a value. But when it comes to multiple direction, it stores the address of another pointer. And we use a double asterisk in the declaration. And new balance is not a pointer to a float. What we call it then? It is a pointer to a float pointer. Then to access final value, we must use asterisk operator twice. Here is an example. To access particular value, we need to use two times asterisk operator. More than two levels of indirections are rarely used because it becomes confusing and error prone. And multiple indirection is different from linked list or other data structure that simply use pointers. Here is an example, normal pointer, and this is multiple indirection. And X is 10 and P is address X is assigned to P. In Q, address P is assigned to Q. Here you can observe two pointers, that is double times. Now I have to print out double asterisk to access value. I want to use two asterisks and Q. Then this prints 10 as output. Next, here P stores the address of X and Q stores the address of P. In that program, what I have explained in the statement I have mentioned because it will be easier for you to take down and write in your exams. This is a simple flow, that is single indirections means address value, pointer variable, normal pointer. Multiple indirection means a pointer pointing towards another pointer. This is iteration. Next concept is initializing pointers. Local pointers contain unknown garbage values, means which is unwanted when declared. Using uninitialized pointers can crash the program. Okay, without initializing a pointer, we can't get the desired output. Now, global and static pointers are automatically initialized to null. Null represent pointers pointing to nothing. Null is nothing but general meaning is empty. Then when we use this null in the bracket, this means pointer it is pointing towards nothing. That means empty. So guarantee that no valid object exists with address 0. Right? Here, one way to give a pointer a null value to assign 0 to it. For example, the following initializes P to null. Here, P is initialized to null. Additionally, in this is one way. And the second way is here many of C editors such as stdio.h define the macro null, which is null pointer constant. Therefore, you will often see a pointer assigned null using a statement p is equal to null. The both meaning is same, but the usage in different ways. That's it. So, even if a pointer is null, you must not dereference it. Means here it is a null. And if null means empty. Then, if we assign 10, what will happens? It causes crash. Null is commonly used to indicate end of list. Here is an example. Oh, Rex, Dennis, John. Here I have used null. This means it is the end of a list. Means end. At last. Means the pointer is last or the my index is last. So, in conclusion, we can say that a null pointer is often used in C to mark the end of a pointer array. In the example, a list of names ends with null, so the program knows where the list stops. The search function loops through array until what? Until it finds a matching name. When it reaches to null, means it reaches null, meaning the name is not found. Here is an array of string pointers. Each pointer points to a string constant. When you write this is a statement, when you write this here, the string is not stored in P. The compiler stores the string in string table and P holds the address of that string. And you can use pointer P to a print or access the string just like an array. This example shows printing the string forward and backward using the pointer. This is like a little summary about the topic.